The fun is about to begin. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a great show tonight. And I know we say that a lot, but tonight's going to be fun because we have some super cool guests with us. So, anyway, but special shout out to our sponsors, Chad from the Overland Addict, the Overland Essentials, the gang at Midland, USA, for keeping us hooked up in our communications, Rugged Bound. We really appreciate everybody and all that you do to help us keep this going. We got a couple of cool things that we're now working on for some other events. So super stoked about that. Anyway, but I think what we probably should do is first get your drink ready and hide the kids and shelter them from listening. And let's bring in Michael. What do you say?
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the All Over Overland Show. I am Michael. This is Lee. Thank you guys for being here. First, since we have Midland on today, we should probably remind people about the little emergency weather button so you can get your weather report on your radio. And that's important today. We got tornadoes that are going to be firing up.
And here's something cool
east of us.
If you go to the Overland Radio website right now, and you go in there and you look in our episodes, you will find tonight's episode is being updated live. It already has a link to the Midland Weather Radio. It's already there. So just go click on the link, order you one up. It'll be here before you know it, especially if Olivia has anything to do with it. Everything she does is like that. And
like all of them, you just push a button and it has the national
so it's really cool
service broadcast thing for you.
Yeah, it'll wake you up in the middle of the night for sure. So anyway, that's there. Then we'll have some other links we'll post throughout the show and a few show notes, and so it's there. Please go check it out. So
Lee,
hey, I gotta ask this question of you though. Go ahead.
You got a question? Okay, I
got
one.
First.
You go ahead. Go ahead.
What do you think? What do you think about the teasers that Toyota's putting out for the Tacoma?
To be honest, I don't think it looks that much different than the other one.
So they haven't put out like, a full view.
Like it just doesn't. I mean, really?
Yeah, but here's the thing.
I mean, Toyota people know, but I mean, obviously not. I'm not a extremist when it comes to Toyota, so I don't know the little differences. Like the Nissan from my Nissan to your Nissan is a huge difference. Like that's recognizable by any person difference.
Absolutely.
But on the Toyota, I don't know that there's a huge difference.
There's a keyword that they used in their description.
Electrifying. Yeah, which I thought the Toyota guy came on. We talked about this. I thought the Toyota guy came on and said no electrics.
Right. That's I thought that's, but apparently this is shaping up from what I can see and read as to be more of a hybrid.
So they don't mean fully.
Right. So I don't think, I think when you have a truck that's basically the number one selling midsize truck, and is that I think you'll alienate a lot of your customer base if you just went to electric. So I think the hybrid thing might be a smart move. I don't know. So what's your
when do you think a mainstream vehicle like that, a mainstream truck, let's say mainstream truck, your Frontier, your Colorado, your what is that? The Tacoma, whatever else there is out there. Which one do you think is the first to go no gasoline, no petrol at all?
Oh, I don't know, man.
Like the first one to say, we're doing it. No more gasoline powered mid-sized truck in our brand. Ford.
No, I think I don't. I think it might be GM. But anyway, we won't go into that whole woke thing, but whatever.
I mean, I'm just it's good. Something's going to replace. They're going to come up with something.
Yeah, and now there's a company that's come out.
I think the electric side is a speed bump for the next thing that lasts as long as gasoline, if not longer.
Oh yeah, well, and there's Chevron has come out with a new type of diesel that's supposedly cleaner than any other fuel now. Natural gas, compressed natural gas.
In a weird spot because that still takes oil.
Yeah, it does.
They're gonna be like, my head's about to explode. I can't.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got onto that. I've got something different.
Tell me
to talk about. I don't remember how many words it is because I'm not gonna count them. But it's treadmill.
Oh God.
Pool ball racing.
Hey everybody, just have a drink. Call it good.
Here we go. Drink up.
Treadmill pool ball racing.
So they have a treadmill, and this guy just drops these pool balls on this treadmill that's spinning.
Yeah.
And he's got it at just the right speed where they kind of sit in the middle. And they kind of like go back and forth a little bit like this, like all the balls kind of like just move around a little bit.
This is on TikTok?
This is on TikTok, yes.
So
TikTok. Then he'll take a cup and he'll put it down like a cone and he'll let it slide down the treadmill. Like it'll grab onto the treadmill and slide down and hit the balls and knock him in all different kind of crazy places like they've gotten in a car wreck. And the whole time he's announcing it like a race car event.
Oh my God. Okay, we'll put that in the show notes too. How about that?
Yeah,
that way everybody...
the link. I mean, it's treadmill pool ball racing is the name of.
But don't go
TikTok.
Look at it until after the show.
It's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome.
So who do we have tonight?
We got Midland. We got the Midland ladies.
We got the Midland ladies. You know what? We need to get a shirt made. They could be the Midland ladies. We could be the Midland pimps.
Well, you always go. Always. Every time.
I'm just teasing. All right, let's bring on the ladies of Midland. Ready?
Ready. Bring them on. What's going on, ladies?
Hi.
Okay. Your favorite beverage. And here's to Olivia. Tonight's we'll say this is to Olivia.
It's been posted on Facebook, so
yeah,
we can talk about it, right?
Yeah, we're all good.
We're all good.
Okay. All right.
All
so
good.
There's a baby on the way. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So when is baby going to be due?
October.
October. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Way to go through the summertime. That's a good call.
It's going to be a great summer in Texas.
Oh my gosh.
I feel so sorry for you.
Okay. Let's get this out of the way. Are you ladies both going to be at Moore?
I will be. Yes.
Okay. I will not be.
I'm sorry.
What the heck?
My brother's getting married, so.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Wait.
Well, let's slide. Because we have something new to try. Like we've always got oil fire whiskey. We bring it with us. It's wonderful. They stopped us from being able to get everybody drunk last year because we were working on it.
We kind of got our hands slapped last year because we had everybody trying oil fire, and anyway,
we got in trouble. But we have something up our sleeves this year that's just going to bring more snap to it.
Here's what I hope.
More snap to more. Love it.
I hope nobody throws up.
Yeah, that'd be
bad. A jungle juice or something in a cooler.
No, no, but that's not a bad idea. Thanks for the idea. Holy cow!
I have this great idea for the show.
Oh my God!
We're gonna get people, on the show. This is gonna be fun.
We're gonna have
be a good time.
We're gonna have like 4 variations, I think, aren't we, Michael? Is that what we're gonna do? 4 different.
I didn't know this.
Yeah, I think.
Anyway, okay.
Anyway,
all right.
So, hey, first of all, thanks, ladies, for coming and joining us tonight. We really appreciate it. And of course, we love our Midlands. Everything we have Midland. I will tell you this: I got a new truck. I took out my Midland radio because I was not going to let that go with the truck. I left a few lights on the truck. I had to leave my antenna, so I got to order a new antenna this week for this new. I bought a Nissan Frontier, so I got to get it. And the hardest thing is, you know what? I don't know about you guys. Well, I know Michael may not have, but when you buy a new truck, it's
What the fuck's
really
that
hard
mean?
to drill that
What the
first
fuck?
hole.
Wait a minute, Mike. Like I've never bought a new truck.
No. Like if you have the same problem I have, like
Do
so
you
when
see
you
what I put up with, ladies?
shut up. So I got this truck. It has like, a few hundred miles on it, and I'm really trying to get my Midland radio. That's the first big thing I'm going to put in there is the radio. But I'm having anxiety for drilling a hole to mount it.
Oh, to put it in the right spot.
Yeah, because you don't want to drill a hole and it be the wrong spot, and then you got a hole there. You know what I'm saying? So,
Well, let's ask the professionals. Like I know each vehicle is probably different, but where do you hear of or see people put it more on the center console, under the dash, in the glove box? Like, do you guys hear or see a lot of that, and what are they doing?
Yeah, a lot of people, I guess it depends what radio you have. So if you have the MXT 575 or 275, a lot of people like to hide the unit. So they'll put it on the side, like the side of the middle console or inside the middle console or in the glove box.
Yeah.
And in our company Jeep, we have it under the passenger seat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I don't have that one. Primarily because
you have the 500.
Yeah,
right?
primarily because I wanted to be able to connect to the repeaters, and I think at the time the 575, I don't think you could do that. Can you do that now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So at the time, I think when I got mine, it was prior to the 575 release.
Yeah.
And so, but yeah, I mean, literally, I took it out and I was like, I am not fishing that antenna wire all the way back out through this thing. So I just kind of shoved it back under the dash and I said, Mr. Dealer, you can deal with that. So I did.
I think what we should do, because I mean, I know that a lot of content creators know who you guys are, because you guys are kind of the social media people at Midland. Correct? Is that correct?
Yeah. That's all Olivia. I just try to help her with like videos and stuff. Yeah.
Okay. So that's where I was getting at. We should probably say who you guys are, and Olivia, I'll let you go first. You were my first connection in this whole Midland world, and we've had a couple of people come on and do interviews, and then we've reached out to people that you've recommended, and we have a partnership with you guys that we cherish and love. So we really, really appreciate you guys' willingness to help us do this thing. So we appreciate that. But Olivia, tell us, how long have you been at Midland, and what is your role?
Yeah, so I've been at Midland for almost 4 years now, come June. So I do all the social media, brand partnerships, influencers, some of the partnerships, and sponsorships. So pretty much a little of everything.
Right on. Okay.
Yeah.
4 years.
Yeah. Long time.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Well, and nowadays, day and age, that kind of is
Yeah.
a long time to be somewhere. So Kaylee, how about you? How long have you been, and what is your role? I know you kind of mentioned making videos or helping with the videos.
Yeah, so I've been at Midland almost 2 years, and I do like PR and content. So I write all of our articles and our blogs for our website, or just write a bunch of random things too for the company. And then I, just help with other content. So I'll help Olivia with videos or videos for our YouTube channel. And then I also manage our PR agency and work with them a lot ahead of like product releases and also stuff. But Midland is like a big place where we kind of all just like kind of work together and help each other out.
And it from what I hear and see of it, it totally feels that way to me.
Yeah.
Now, what I think's awesome is that you two ladies have probably the job that most of the people that listen, because we have a lot of content creators that listen, that probably think that your job is like a dream job almost for them, because you get to be creative, you get to deal with creatives, you get to have fun phone calls with people, all that kind of stuff. And so how'd you get here? How do you fill out? How do you get that application and go, okay, I'm going to fill this out? Did you guys go to school for it? Is that what you kind of the direction you were going?
So for me, I was actually doing sports marketing.
Okay.
So I actually worked for, previously for this, I worked for the American Royal, which is kind of like a nonprofit. They put on a huge rodeo every year.
Oh, wow.
So it was kind of like the ag Western type industry.
Yeah.
And then I went to Marriott and did sales for a little bit and hated it. And then found my niche at Midland. So I kind of always wanted to do marketing in general. So in a way, it's kind of like sports because you're kind of like in the outdoor industry. So
Dealing with a lot of testosterone, I would imagine.
yeah, lots of men.
Yeah.
Lots of men.
Hey, look
So-
at here on the screen. North,
Make us read
yeah,
Oh, awesome.
yeah. That's Cindy Pope from Northology.
Yeah.
Just got a huge box of Midland USA radios and swag for their event. They put on quite the event, so I'd say that's definitely a good partnership for Midland too, because that's a growing event. So, and Cindy just does a fantastic job. For those of you that don't know, I know these ladies know, she puts together the More Momentum magazine, which was just out, and I saw lots of Midland in there. I saw lots of Midland in there. So the digital copy's up, but yeah, so very cool.
And
All right.
you guys are also a sponsor for the S'more to More.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
Overland Rally. Yep.
Lee and I are hoping that we can get up there early enough to be able to pre-run it before the event starts, because we'll be at our booth and walking around and doing interviews, so we don't ever get a chance to do it. This will be the first year, and we're going to videotape the whole thing so that people can see how dumb we are.
Yeah, we're just gonna run it just for the old shits and giggles part of it, just so we can talk about it a little bit better. And then we're gonna also be over at your guys' booth doing some live goodies. And look, she's laughing. She's like, I'm not gonna be there. You're not getting me.
All right, Ed.
I will say you'll probably really enjoy the signs.
Yeah, those are
The
going to be
signs
fun.
along the route.
Yeah. Okay.
Our marketing manager has spent a lot of time with his creative side making some meme signs.
That's really his big creative outlet, is those
He's been fulfilled. He feels fulfilled in his job with
Can
this
you give
project.
us a teaser?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's one of Chris Rock being slapped.
Oh my God.
Great.
Dude, we're stopping at every one of those and we're going to video that.
That's too awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait. Now, hey, listen, but I don't think I'm going to have my Alucab put on the truck yet because of that. I may have to borrow your Gazelle tent.
That's fine. You can borrow my tent.
I'm going to go back old school and sleep on the freaking ground.
You just let one of the cats out of the bag without realizing it.
Well, no, I mean, I'd already said I was going to put the Alucab on it.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's all the other stuff that has to go. It's a little more not so, well, I guess it's secretive, but whatever.
So now, have either one of you been into the off-road kind of light scene before, or not light scene, but the radio stuff before? Or was this the first experience, or do you have experience in the outdoors or dealing with the radios on any kind of level? Because I know it's not just for off-road use, but farm use and all kinds of different applications or people that use these things.
For me, no, not until I started working for Midland. But that's kind of the nice thing, is we are like a pretty small team, so everyone's pretty involved in like going to different events and whatnot. So that was like a really easy way to kind of immerse myself as much as possible at the beginning.
Right on.
What's your background? I mean, like what? So we know Olivia did not like Marriott. So what did you do?
Yeah, what got you to this path?
Yeah.
So I actually went to school. I have my degree in broadcast journalism. So I actually was a news reporter, a TV news reporter for like 6 years.
Michael, you're fired. Sorry, man. Because I would much rather see. Look, you got the hairy guy over here and the bald guy over there. So you're fired, man. I'm just kidding. Actually, both of us could just quit and let these ladies do the show.
So was that just not an industry you wanted to be in once you got there, or was it just different?
I love the news industry. I think it's super fun, and there's never a dull moment, and every day is different. it just wasn't a long-term lifestyle that I could see myself living.
Yeah,
so
I can see that.
I worked mornings, so I was up pretty much every morning at 2 a.m. earlier for breaking news and whatever. So it's just a pretty intense lifestyle. So I decided to go into marketing and found myself in Midland.
That's pretty
Right
cool.
on.
Now, are you okay, Olivia? Are you in Kansas City or no? Where are you now?
I'm in Waco, Texas now.
Okay, you're in
Oh,
Waco.
Yep,
And
so I'm fully
Haley, where
remote.
you at?
I'm in Kansas City, and that's where we're headquartered at.
Yeah. So the other day when I was up picking up my truck, I was actually going to message Olivia at the time and say, "Hey, are you at the office? Because I'm like right down the road from where you guys are at." And anyway, but I was running a little bit short on time. So
Now,
anyway,
Olivia, is that where you're from?
I'm from Kansas City originally.
So what took you down to Baylor?
Small town, just warm weather.
Okay, there
yeah,
you go.
it's warm at least down there.
I know
Yeah.
every time we get on a meeting, like during the winter, we're like, all right, just tell us what the weather is. And meanwhile, it's like 10 degrees outside here.
Yeah, it's like, today in Oklahoma, the wind was blowing like, I don't know, 40, it felt like, and it was hot. And Michael knows it's like standing in front of a blow dryer. I mean, it's
Yeah,
just,
and I'm going to be up for possibly a big change because we're about, what am I keep saying, 97, 98% on the path of moving to Alaska. So
Oh, that's cool.
kind of crazy. The girlfriend got a job offer, all that kind of stuff. So we got a couple more hurdles that we've got to pass, and she's got a couple of other actual interviews. So it could even change from there. Anyway, but something's happening, and Alaska's a big possibility.
so
I'm a
everybody
little
listening,
excited and a little scared.
everybody listening, including you ladies, you need to make sure that you stay in touch with Michael, because if you ever find your way up there, we always have to have somewhere to crash.
Yep.
And so I've already told Michael I was going to chaperone him up there to move just so I could,
Just so you can tag along for the adventure.
yeah, I mean, somebody's got to get some content for all the stuff that we do, but
something. So
hey,
anyway, so that could happen. So that means total crazy weather changes. Like,
Yeah.
what? Like, I talked to a guy the other day, and he was like, "It's a different kind of cold." I was like, "I don't know what that means. Like, what does that mean?" But there's not as much wind.
yeah,
So a lot of our cold is the wind.
Mhm.
Yeah. The wind
wind.
makes such a big difference.
Yeah. So if it's the same temperature degree but no wind, then it feels completely different than the negative 17 that the wind chill gives you.
So
something crazy.
I think that everybody out there needs to support Michael by sending him a message and telling him he needs to go work on one of the crab boats for the Discovery Channel thing.
Oh,
I
yeah.
want to see Michael on a crab
On
boat.
a crab boat. Yeah.
You should do
We're
that.
not going to be in that part of.
Olivia's like, yeah, you should
not-
do
TV
that.
yeah.
radios.
Huh?
Yeah, I don't think those boats come out of
Yeah.
where
Radios.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, real quick, because then I want to transition over into some of your products here in a minute. But before we do that, need to make a quick announcement. This Friday is Rigs and Swigs at the Overland Attic from 5 to 7. Just so if you haven't done that and you're in that Springfield area or anywhere and you want to drive up to Rigs and Swigs, it's I can't remember the name of the company, but there's a brewing company and they come in. But anyway, and then Saturday is their 3rd annual spring Overland swap meet. So yeah, the next day, that's from 11 to 4, and so bring all your old shit and get rid of it.
It's spring. We
Except for
usually
your radios.
change our
Don't
gear
get rid of your
anyway.
radios unless you're going to buy more, I guess. I mean, that's always a good thing. But anyway, so yeah, Friday's the Rigs and Swigs. Saturday's a swap meet. Put that on your calendar for this weekend. I wanted to go, but I got a 20-hour brisket that starts on Saturday. So, I mean, my 20 hours on the smoker, I got to nurse this thing, and so we can have it for Easter. But anyway, so
Well, Lee wanted to talk about products, and you guys had something recently come out that's pretty exciting, and I didn't know what it did. You know, I'm just the voice here. Lee does all the technical stuff. But the repeater, so I didn't know that the radios actually were repeating everything I said.
It's not how it works. I mean, technically
Lee was like,
speaking,
dude, you're kidding, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
Okay, so technically, let me see if I can explain this. And I know that the ladies can do a better job, but I'm just going to make this quick. It takes what you say if you're connected to a repeater and bounces it a little further. So it repeats what you said further away to other people that you wouldn't normally be able to reach just point to point with your radio.
Yes. So basically, if you're like a further distance apart, the repeater is in the middle. And so whatever you say bounces off of like you just have to be able to get your range to the repeater, not to the other person on the other side. And it'll bounce off the repeater and ping to the other person.
So when you bring a repeater with you, like, because you guys now have a repeater that goes out, right? Or
Yeah,
you
can use it mobile. Like it's like a box, like probably this big or whatever. Yeah. And you can use it like on the go and mobile. I think most people probably use it and set it up stationary because it does have to be connected to power.
Like they'll go leave it at their tent or have a home base that everybody is reporting from, and they can spread out and get a little lost, but still be able to reach at least
hypothetically
each other.
Hypothetically, at Rendezvous in the Ozarks, I'm testing it right now, which, by the way, I took the antenna down today because I don't have a lightning ground wire on it, and it's way up on top. But anyway, so I took it down since I was afraid that we might have some storms, but I'm testing it right now. And hypothetically, Michael, we could bring it with us and put it on a trailer, and we could use that up there on top of that mountain to reach so much further, which is really what I plan on doing at Rendezvous this year, is bringing that, setting it up so that it is a repeater so that we can get it out further and more people can communicate. So
the higher that you can get the repeater, the better.
Yeah.
That's what I always say. Get that sucker baked, get it really high. It'll do great. It'll just
it's bad enough we drink too much sometimes. No, anyway. So I personally think that, I mean, I never even saw that coming when y'all dropped that one. That one, I never even saw it. I think a lot of people were.
We had been really like testing it and working with a lot of like our ag partners on it. There's someone that they're using the repeater a lot. But yeah, it's a lot of people are liking it. So
I think one of the first repeaters set up was Nathan from Legends Overland. He set up one in Mexico. And then we actually just sent a repeater to Brandon, who's the owner of S'more. I don't know if he set the repeater up yet, but he's supposed to set it up for the whole land out there. So hopefully by the time that rally's there, he's got it set up. I'll have to follow up with him on that. But
yeah.
And is it something that you have to like have your radio set on to pick up repeaters, or does it you do? Okay, so do you guys like know how do you do that?
It's like in the settings. You can, if you go in
menu and find it. Okay.
So when you're
different repeater channels, so you want to make sure that your repeater is on the same channel as the.
Okay, so like at S'more, you'd have to go in and, hey, what's your repeater number?
Right, the repeater's going to be on a frequency, and you have to know what that is, and then you have to connect to it. Now, some repeaters you have to have permission, some you don't to connect to, and so it varies on the settings. But basically, yes, you have to connect your radio to that repeater, specifically their frequency, and channel it in order to utilize it, and you'll get a tone that'll let you know that you've connected.
Okay, very cool. Yeah, that'd be a big help for some of those places because you would just be able to connect further because it could go through there even if you're on opposite ends of the park. You'd be able to probably hear each other pretty well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That thing is I think that thing's pretty cool. Personally.
Awesome.
I really do. I wasn't expecting. Well, so Olivia sends this thing, and I get it. The UPS guy comes, and I'm like, "What in the love of God is this?"
Oh, the
The antenna, and I'm like, because I have crypto miners, so I use these thing called helium miners, and I have these big antennas for that. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure I didn't order another miner for cryptocurrency. And then I looked at it, I'm like, holy crap, that's a repeater antenna. It's
Yeah.
a big one too. What's it like?
That felt really Unabomberish whenever
did,
you
it
said that you were cryptocurrency mining. Like
Yeah.
that feels like, oh, did he just admit to that nowadays? Like,
Yeah.
isn't the crypto thing kind
It's a
of
secret dark society. I
Yep.
mine crypto when I drive, believe it or not. So, yes, I really do.
Multitasking.
Yeah, I make money while I drive, though it's not much money, but I do make money. Yeah, that antenna's like 7 foot for that thing, so it's going to be cool. I think it'll be neat. I'm going to set it up at Rendezvous so that, and I'm going to post it out there what the frequency is, so that people can utilize it as much as possible and see the benefit to it. Because I personally think already, I've had people connect to it here in the area, and I think it's great. What I really like about it is it's portable.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It really
Yeah,
does.
it's really easy to move around.
It is. The case is it's a hard aluminum style case, and it has little fins on it, for cooling or whatnot. But it's just not big. It's not heavy. It's not bulky by any means. I think the biggest part you have is the antenna part, but you can lay that down, and so it's not something you have to have up. So it's a cool setup for mobile use for sure. And I plan on putting it on a trailer.
Yeah.
Apparently,
Very
I
cool.
look more like Ted Kaczynski as the months go along.
I mean, dude, you're getting there. That's for sure.
am.
So, Olivia, tell me how many events do you guys have planned for this year, or at least how many do you think? Well, you're probably going to get out of quite a few of them, aren't you?
Yeah, I think my travel is going to stop probably after July.
Okay.
But I know we're kind of switching up our Midland tour a little bit, and we're selling at a lot of events throughout the year.
Oh, okay.
So last year we just attended events, and it was more so information that we were spreading the word about our radios. But this year we're actually selling. So
Nice.
the whole Midland team's jumping in. So a lot of us will be traveling, and
I think like whole 2023, it's like 18-ish events or so.
mhm.
Oh wow, that'd be a good haul.
Do you have those all listed so that we can share those with people?
I don't think they're live yet, right, Kaylee?
No, not yet.
I think we're still finalizing a few.
We're still
Got it.
finalizing some of the details, but we'll be at a pretty sizable amount of events this summer.
Mhm.
Awesome. So we talked earlier about the weather radios because those are so important this time of the year, and we've talked about the repeater, which is just frankly kick ass in my opinion. But one of the things that you guys do that I don't think anybody else really capitalizes on is this farming market.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe how much I see about Midland and the farmers, the repeaters.
Dude, you crack me up. Like farmers are the original CB people of the country.
I get it. But, let me ask you a question. Would you ever really, did that cross your mind? Like the first thing you saw Midland, you're like, hey, I have a farmer. They need this. I didn't. And then I see a couple of ads or whatever that are posted. And I'm like, that makes perfect sense because it just goes so much further. And, you have the days of cell phones. So, if you're somewhere where you got a signal, that's one thing. But this is even better. These guys are putting repeaters on their silos.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then they're putting, MXT 275s or whatever in their combines. And everybody's connected. It's cool as hell.
Yeah.
I think the big surprise is how big the GMRS side has changed.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of that because traditionally the farm was CB. So and traditionally farmers are the last people to let go of something. You're like, this shit works. It's worked forever. We don't need something new.
Well, there's like a decent amount that we talked to that have just made the switch or are looking to make the switch that are, they're using like hand signals, or they're still trying to like use their cell phones, and it's just not efficient and it's not reliable. So yeah, so it's crazy what they can get out there on those farms. But yeah, I think they're just like, a lot of them are still figuring it out and stuff. But it's really making a difference on a lot of farms.
Well, you know, and especially in a farm environment where you don't really have the obstructions. I mean, these things just reach for what feels like ever and ever. Michael, do you remember when we did the Enchanted Rockies Trail 5 years ago?
Okay.
And we were, one group of us was over on one hill, and the rest of you guys were, as the crow flies, about 30 miles.
Mm-hmm.
And we could hear them talking because there was nothing in between us. There was no mountain. We were up, you know, obviously up on a little plateau, but it's amazing how these things get out. And so, yeah, it just makes sense for farmers. And I'm guessing that is probably one of your big emerging markets now.
Mhm.
It really has to be.
Yeah, it's a big market because farmers, they don't just buy one radio, they're buying several.
Yeah.
For every vehicle that's on property. Yeah.
Well, they put them in their tractor trailers, the grain haulers, and
and then
all that stuff.
Handhelds too, while they're like out in the field. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I've been real impressed with my X-Talkers. Me and my daughter use them quite often, even if we're screwing around with them.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like I can just push a button and she's there. It's not like she's got to find her phone, you know, open the turn, do the code to get the phone out. You know, it's just it just sometimes kind of works, and it's just fun.
My kids play with them around the house. My daughter and her friends, they'll get them and they build forts in different parts of the house, and then they use them, you know, to talk back and forth to each other.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just take an extra one and turn it on real low in my office, and it's just hilarious to listen to them. Yeah, but they left them on one night, and they had a sleepover. She had a sleepover with her friends. Left them on. They had all these little forts built, and they had this ambient light on. It was just like really cool looking. They all started to go to sleep, and I picked that thing up and went, and I started growling in it, making noises. He come busting out the door, Mom!
That's terrible, man.
It was a terrible joke, but it was funny. So yeah, I love the handhelds, and they do. I'll tell you this: the first, and I don't mind saying this because it's a redeeming kind of thing, but the first Midland radio that handhelds that I had, they worked good, but the batteries in 15 minutes were gone.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got the new X-Talk, and they work great.
Yeah.
And I always tell everybody too, I don't know about this and I may be wrong, but if you keep them on the low channels, the low power channels,
that helps a lot.
Because you're close in proximity, the batteries are going to last longer. A lot of people say, well, let's talk on this channel, and it's a higher up, a little bit more power channel, and you don't really need it because you're within, 100 yards of each other. And so that also makes your time last. Now we got a question. We need to talk about this.
Oh, we got a question.
Can you talk about the wind up radio? And I think he says wind, but I'm pretty sure.
Our crank radios? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Crank radios.
We do have a couple crank radios. Those are our emergency radios. So there's a couple different versions of them on our website. But yeah, those are really useful for a whole lot of different instances, like if you're going camping or, off-roading or whatever, and you're going to be out, in the environment, you can crank them for power. They have solar power. I think
there's a flashlight.
There's an SOS strobe and a flashlight. There's the ER40. And they're also really good if you live in an area where you might have to evacuate for a wildfire or, a hurricane, because, you can just use so many different power sources. You can charge your cell phone and yeah, they're really awesome. And they're not ridiculously big. They're really good stuff that are easy to travel with.
I think they fit right in your back pocket, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize they were that.
I'll put a link to that one as well in the show notes.
They're good just to have in your backpack or your emergency kit at home too.
Yeah.
I had no idea they were that small.
Yeah,
Mhm. They're pretty compact.
like palm of your hand, kind of maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would have figured like the size of a tissue box or
Mhm.
something.
Mhm.
Yeah, like the ER10 VP on our website, that's probably the smallest of them. But they're all like a really good size.
Here you go, Michael. It gives you an idea.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. So
that's pretty cool.
yeah.
That's really cool.
Yep. I'll put a link to that too in the show notes for everybody.
So, Olivia, I would love to ask these questions. I'm going to ask them, but I know that you probably can't answer them. Who's the craziest influencer you deal with?
Not crazy like certifiable, but
Like,
just
yeah, like
funny.
just oh my gosh, when that person calls or reaches out, it's just, hey, everybody, gather around because I don't have to tell this 15 times because this is the craziest shit you've ever heard or the funniest shit or something.
And no pressure. It doesn't have to be us. We get it.
I don't know. There's a few.
All right, give it to us. Give us the top 2 then.
I feel like we just have some that have like really fun, like kind of cool personalities or do like cool things.
Like Nathan from Legends Overlanding, he's just awesome to work with, and some of the stories that he has. I don't know if he was on the show with you guys before or after this happened, but I was trying to get a hold of him because he's supposed to do some photos for us, and I guess he like fell down a hill and had 2 black eyes or something, and he had this ridiculous story, and he broke both of his wrists.
Oh my God!
Like
that happened?
That sounds like a Mexican bar fight if I ever heard one.
Yeah, they were like camping and he was cooking or something, and he just like fell over the ledge. So
oh my gosh!
That was a pretty crazy email I've gotten. I'm trying to think what else.
Oh, that's hilarious! Oh
wow.
My gosh,
he is pretty fun.
He's a neat guy. I mean, just there's certain people that you do get to meet, and I know you ladies, see this, but there's just certain people you meet and you're like, I don't want to hang out with that guy. I just want to sit around a campfire and listen to him. He's that guy.
He did a really cool video and like photo series for us when we launched like our retro bundles.
Oh, we loved it.
Yeah. With those were cool. Yeah.
Kind of the Smokey and the Bandit kind of thing and the old bug. Yeah. I loved it.
Okay. So we've got Nathan. Who else? Because you said there's a couple.
Trying to think. There's some crazy stories I've gotten. Some weird things.
Oh, really? So this happens often.
Kaylee, do you remember any?
I don't know.
We put him on the spot, Michael.
Yeah, that's my bad. I put you in the corner.
I'll just think on this.
You'll think of one.
I know I have them.
Do what?
I know I have them. I just honestly, there's quite a few, so it's just trying to figure out which one's the biggest.
So, okay, fine. Well, you know what? They're out there. We know. And if you could partake of the adult beverage, you'd probably jog your memory.
Remember right away.
Yeah, you remember right away. So let me ask this question. What's coming up?
Mm-hmm.
What's being released? Because you guys are always, and there is really only one other competitor, I feel like, for you guys, but I see you guys constantly releasing something new or updating something new. So what's coming that you can share? And then whatever you can't share, we want to know after the show's over.
Well, I'm sure you've probably seen like on Instagram, we've kind of teased it a little bit, but we do have a new line of antennas coming soon.
Yeah.
I missed that. What?
There's going to be 4 different antennas and 2 that are going to be bundled. So yeah, there's a lot of really exciting things coming out with those antennas.
So should I wait? How long is it going to be before I can order one? Because
how long can you wait?
These kind of like represent the Australian look.
On the bar, on the grill.
Bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that look.
So if you go to our Instagram, there's a couple of videos that our partners have tagged us in, and you can kind of see them there.
And I've
got going right now.
I've got an ARB front bumper, so it's perfect.
There you go.
Oh, I see a picture of one.
So that is perfect.
Okay. Oh yeah, here's a video. Yeah, that does look. Yep.
I do have to say, I do like my new, what do we call it? My new handheld that has the turn volume, the turn power,
the
and the turn
new
volume.
MXMCO one.
Yeah, the new mic for the MXT 275.
Yes, I love that thing. Like, I didn't realize how much I missed having a little dial to turn
Look at there, Michael.
until I grabbed that. Yeah,
There it is.
yeah, those are cool.
They're very durable too.
They're like intense, heavy duty.
You could hit someone with it.
And do we have
literally
like
was just thinking that.
bigger reach with that? I mean, does that have some benefits to us
There's
it
gonna
as
be,
well?
There's so like I said, there's going to be 4 different antennas, and a couple of them are going to be in bundles. So they're going to be a couple different dB options for people to choose from.
Okay.
So then you can obviously choose the dB that works for your environment to help with that range.
Are you saying dB?
DB.
dB, decibel.
Decibel. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
See, here's the deal. I'm the dumb guy on here, so all of the dumb guys listening feel better whenever I ask the question, because they were gonna like go to their wife and go, "Hey, what's a dB?" And they weren't gonna know, and then they were gonna get slapped, and it was just gonna be a bad deal. So I help people out. That's what I do on the show.
Well,
It's all about helping people.
Each antennas are done on the dB gain or gain. And so sometimes higher numbers really aren't better. They'll bounce over everything versus, some of the lower numbers will actually think of a mushroom or an umbrella. Some of the lower number dBs will get in a closer, more tighter umbrella area, or some of your bigger ones will go way out. So, a lot of people will sell you on the bigger number is supposed to be better, but it's not always really better. So
so for instance, like a lower dB that casts like a taller signal. So those are really good for like a heavily obstructed area, like if you're going through a city, a dense forest, or mountains. But then like a higher dB is like a longer signal. So if you're like on a highway or like an open plain, those are better. And when those like antennas come out, we'll have like a page available with like a lot of information and educational opportunities.
So I don't want to hit someone.
Now, Kelly, I've got to ask you a question. You obviously didn't know any of this stuff before you started working here. So did you have to dive into like learning, or have you picked this up because you've written for him for a while and it's just kind of like, you need me to write a this? Okay, I wrote a this, and you just start like absorbing it. And now you're like, why do I know all of this stuff? Or is that
because Olivia's good?
I do know like a lot of random stuff about radios. Some of my friends are a little like, oh, okay. But no, I think just like writing about it. And then when you actually like talk to customers, that was like the best way when I started going to events, was the best way to do it. But I think for me, with like my experience and my background from my like previous industry, you just have to learn fast and learn by writing things about it. So
well, you've learned organically, like just being absorbed in it, which I think is kind of cool. But yeah, I thought that was going to be a fun little question, because did you have to like study, or was it because you wrote? Like I was just sitting here thinking, the way you're explaining things makes me feel like I understand it, which is great. And I was like, it's because she writes this stuff like all day long.
So a lot of like talking to our engineers and taking what they say and writing it to make it easy for every customer to be able to read. So that helps us. But we also sit and ask our product managers a lot of questions and stuff as well.
Cool.
Yeah, for the longest time, anytime I'd had a question, Olivia was like, she could just rattle it off. So I guess when you live it, like you ladies live it, you absorb it. Like, okay, for instance, I struggle to remember the model number. So I have the MXT 500, I think.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's all I could remember. I couldn't tell you what all these other ones are. I mean, I was looking at on your website at something a minute ago, and I was like, oh, well, that's a new number. I've never seen that one before. So, and anyway. Yeah. So, okay. So that's one antenna, but what are the, I mean, you said there's some bundles. Is there any other ones like that?
So there's 4 versions of that.
Okay.
There will be in varying different dB
Yeah.
gains. There will be various different versions of those, and they look a little bit different. They have different features and stuff. But yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
And there is a Jeep specific one as well too.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
There's a freaking Jeep one.
So where's that one going to be mounted then? Or
The
what
back.
makes it
Back, kind of like by your like tire carrier area. Like
okay.
there, yeah.
You know what I think about Jeeps, right? Listen carefully.
Here it goes.
You know why God created Toyotas, right? Because Jeeps need heroes too.
He
We're
plays
the
that. We
sponsor
don't
of
even.
Jeep Jamboree, so
I know. I'm just giving you. I made that little animation. I made another one, and Michael was like, "Oh, dude, I love it." So I made that one. And while I don't hate Jeeps or Toyotas or any of them per se, we do like to give them a lot of shit.
yeah.
It's funny because he doesn't hate Jeeps, but he doesn't like Toyotas. So it's like it's a weird like oxymoron on himself. It's
I
just
know.
the weirdest thing. Like when he played it for me, I was like, that makes no sense. Like,
Hey,
is
listen.
this
I don't hate Toyotas. I just think they're turds when it comes to towing. They ride.
okay?
nice.
But that gets us
Yeah.
into this. Livia, do you have a radio in your vehicle?
I was thinking that.
I don't really do too much adventures, so
It doesn't matter. The farm life. You're in Waco, girl.
I have a weather radio for those tornadoes.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's. I've been waiting for mine to like accidentally go off, like or
I
not.
think,
necessarily,
and what
just,
are you driving now? Are you having to like now get like the mom car, or did you already have
Oh,
like
no.
an SUV?
No.
Oh, she was adamant
Minivan,
about
getting the
did,
minivan.
Did you hear how adamant she was with her voice? Oh no.
I will tell you this as a man experienced with a minivan in my life and before. They are the most amazing vehicles you've ever been in your life. They've got power, usually. Like they're a lot faster than you thought. And it's so easy to reach back and slap somebody.
Wait, what?
Is that why you see all the moms driving down 35, like going like 95, just going?
Yeah.
And they're weaving because they're doing this, trying to
The
slap.
suspension is unbelievable because you're doing 15 other things behind you. So you got the best. It's the best made vehicle out there. The suspension is like a race car. It's tuned like a drift car. I mean, it can
Olivia.
do all kinds of things.
Resist, Olivia.
What is like the bumper sticker that like Andrew who works with us, he has like a bumper. Doesn't he have like a bumper sticker on his van that said like I used to be cool or something?
Yeah.
Probably. But I'm telling you, most comfortable ride. You Snoop Dogg it and you're like in your minivan and you're playing the music.
You understand
because that's just what I grew up with. And yeah.
You understand why Michael thinks this way? Because his ex-wife still has his balls in her purse. That's why.
Wow.
I think the minivan is just one thing I'm going to pass on in my lifetime.
There you go.
Okay. All right.
So what do you drive?
Just a Nissan Rogue.
Totally needs a 275 in that.
Yeah.
I have one in my closet.
So do I. I have one there too.
You don't have a radio in your car either, Kaylee?
No, I do have a weather radio and I have walkie-talkies.
I have to tell you, the walkie-talkies.
At least she has the walkie-talkies.
Yeah, the walkie-talkies are. I mean, the handhelds.
A great, easy substitute for not having a radio in your vehicle. But
they're fun.
I always carry them for the people that maybe don't have radios. Like, hey, look, you need a radio, but here you can use this, but make sure you get it back to me, or I'm going to break your legs.
Okay, no, Kaylee, what do you drive?
I drive a Mitsubishi Outlander Sport, so I don't need it.
So we have 3 Nissans in here now. And of course Cindy Pope, she's Nissan too. So anyway, yeah.
I don't know. An Outlander sounds like it should be.
It's pretty close, I think.
On the land.
I don't know, but the handhelds are fun. They're just fun. I think they are.
I've used them on like a couple like trips that I've gone on with friends. Just like if we're like split up and staying in 2 different places, or and they've actually been super, super nice. Another thing that I never thought I'd be the one bringing on like a trip.
So you're
Neither
like,
did all your friends.
Here I am. I'm
They're
like,
what?
the radio nerd now that shows up.
Kaylee shows up and she starts handing out radios like mom.
Yeah.
Hey, this is in case you need to stop and go to the bathroom now. You just radio us and we'll pull up.
Or like now when I'm kind of at the age where like a lot of my friends are buying like their first house or something. Yeah, always get a weather radio for their housewarming gift. Yep.
That's a fantastic
A
idea.
great wedding gift too.
It could save their lives.
That's
Yeah, maybe I'll
freaking
get my
awesome.
brother one version.
Okay, so has anybody? There's a topic out there. We're almost out of time, but there's a topic about. Okay, in the world of CBs, everybody uses one channel to communicate as you pass, right? You're monitoring.
No.
So, is anything? And I know that the same conversations come up with the GMRS radios.
Like, is there a trucker channel? Is there
kind of like
channel?
one that you guys tell people, hey, this is the one that most everybody monitors? Or, I mean, it's obviously.
No,
See?
not really.
Yeah.
I see so many people on the road when I'm driving and they have they have all their rigs set up, and there's times I would just like to go, nice rig, or, hey, where you going, or, whatever. But I'd wonder that because I see that topic come up, and it's.
I think this is the next PR stunt. I think we set up a channel, and we deem the channel like this is the Midland off-road, like the Overland channel. Like this is the channel. If you're in an area and you don't know anybody, there's probably going to be somebody on that channel. And then you could have like one for the side-by-side groups, guys. Like if they should be putting radios or at least having the handhelds. And maybe there's a universal, kind of like the trucker CB channel was always 19.
Yep.
And in CB days, we did channel 6. But I think that's the next big promotion. And then we can get stickers made. We could get all kinds of fun stuff done. Anyway.
I like it.
Yeah.
Good social media campaign, right?
Heck yeah. Michael, we should work on part of that while we take our
Overlanding, number 69.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, wait, it doesn't go up that high.
Well, anyway. All right. So anything else new coming besides the antennas?
There's a few new bundles. Can't say too much on that, but we have a few micromobile bundles coming soon.
Are they going to be able? Are we going to be able to talk about them more?
It's pretty much all we know.
Gotcha. Okay, so maybe we can break some news at more. Maybe we can't.
Yes.
I have some other things coming down.
Some new handhelds coming.
Yeah.
I got a suggestion. I still want to see this. And I think if this was a feature, it would change everything. I mean, it already changes everything, just the radio itself. But if that thing took an SD card and it would record all the radio traffic conversations, both back and forth, that would be huge.
Well, I don't know. Wouldn't that? I mean, yeah, that's an idea. But
ham radios do it. Your ham radios, put it
because your influencers,
like recording laws too,
right?
Like you have to.
Yeah.
Well, see, your ham radios do that. So, like,
you wrote that on something.
Yeah. So when they're on the trail, it's recording back and forth their conversation between the two of them on that channel, and when it's done, you get to use that for your video. Remember, Olivia, I asked you that one time because we were trying to figure out, and I kept saying, how are these guys recording this stuff? Well, I came to find out they're using ham radios that have SD cards. And so when they get a group, they put it on one of the GMRS channels, and that guy's recording all the stuff on there. So I don't know. I think it
would be kind of fun.
I think it would be, because then you could.
But wait a minute. I say too much shit. I can't not have this be recorded and for the police to be able to use at a later date.
Dude, if you're just riding on a trail. Well, I mean,
exactly my point.
However, as long as you're not cutting down trees.
Well, dude, but
I mean, there are those people.
When you get in this situation, you use your radio. You're like, hey, Lee just got something stuck in the tree. We We need the chainsaw.
We're gonna make a new trail through
When
here.
things happen, we don't need it recorded. But I do like where I honestly do think that that's probably something we would use.
Oh, I think. Well, a lot of guys are starting to run multiples, so that they can record it. So,
oh, and it'd be really cool to record one of my podcasts, like the regular podcast that I do, talking to somebody just through.
Oh my gosh, that would be fun. Come
cool.
on, that would be cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
We did this whole podcast on a Midland radio.
And it could be recorded.
I'll bet you that given the right engineer guy, we could pull one of these things apart and solder a couple of wires in.
The race people would love it.
Oh yeah.
Because then, hey, remember when I told you to put it in fifth and you didn't, you sorry son of a bitch. It's like, I don't know what you're talking about. We're going to go to 39 minutes of this race when you were in the 6th turn and I told you and you didn't. So
what did you smoke before we got started?
Dude, I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm teasing.
And that's the conversation that the guy has with the pool balls. Did you guys hear me talking about that? At the beginning,
the pool balls on the treadmill.
On the it's the most amazing. The guy sounds like he's calling a real race. And we got number 7, red number 7. It's solid number 7. He's out in the lead, and then oh no, the cup just hit him. So now it's the.
And this is why Michael gets so much.
We've got 3
done.
stripes up front and 2. It's just okay. I know you're probably on the TikTok.
I don't.
Go look up treadmill, pool ball racing. It'll change your life. You can thank me later.
Do that after.
Don't do it. I don't do TikTok, so he sends me these things, and half the time I can't, watch them. So because I refuse to do TikTok.
You have a TikTok Overland Radio channel.
Because you made me, and I don't do any. I don't even have it installed on my phone. I made it for you and uninstalled it because I don't want those perps checking in on whatever I'm doing.
Well,
which just for the record,
ladies,
is nothing illegal or bad. It's just so I need to go ahead and make sure that that's clear. I mean, after all, I did have the ATF here all day today, or most of the day.
So we're gonna stop right there, Lee. Just cut you off.
Uh-oh.
You don't need to know how many felonies you have on your conviction list now.
I don't have any felonies.
I call him and he's like, "Sorry, dude, I was dealing with an ATF agent." I was like, "Lee, what is going on at your house?" And I know that he makes guns, so he's got like a bunch of stuff. He orders black powder. Like he's got stuff there that would get him if he didn't have the right paperwork in trouble.
I got the license. I'm legal.
All right, ladies. We've been doing this for about an hour. It doesn't feel like it's been that long, but tell everybody how we can find Midland Radio and what social media channels we need to be focusing on when it comes to what you guys do.
Yeah, so you can find us at midlandusa.com. And then you can find us at Midland USA we're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram's our biggest channel. We're now on TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn, if you want to go that route.
LinkedIn.
But make sure it's at Midland USA. We have a lot of spam accounts.
I've noticed that.
Yep.
I bet that's almost a full-time job trying to keep that under control.
Well, Instagram doesn't help us because you report it and then the account changes the name an hour later. So then they're like, it's not a spam account. And you can't get verified. So it's another issue.
Oh,
did you say you're on Twitter?
Yep.
I've actually gotten to where I like Twitter now. I didn't like it for a long time, but it's starting to come around and they're adding new features and I'm starting to like it. So,
well, it's that Elon flavor.
I don't give a shit about buying one of his cars. I'm not gonna lie, but I do.
So fast.
I don't care.
So
fun
fast.
fact: Elon Musk's they have a testing center about 15 minutes down the road, so we can feel him test the engines of the rockets.
Yeah,
the whole house shakes.
Ooh, we need to get one in spaceship. We need to get a Midland Radio repeater on the spaceship.
There's an idea. I
mean, even if we put it on the front cone and just videotape it and hopefully it stays together. But even if it's not necessarily work, I mean, really, it's in space. Like, what's going to reach it in space? But just to have that in a video, like like he did with the Tesla car, I think he'd be all over that.
Probably get some good background photos of it installed on the dash.
That would be
Right?
funny. That would be
That would be
funny.
so awesome.
Yeah.
Take our dashboard pics to a new level.
Yeah,
Have
exactly.
the little
Yeah.
antenna up
Yeah,
on the
you've got
top.
your mic hanging off of the, you know, the radio
Yeah.
screen or
floats.
whatever. Yeah. Whatever.
Oh my gosh, that would be
Whatever.
epic.
Check these apples out.
Oh
So,
geez, that's funny.
awesome. Well, ladies,
Thanks, ladies.
You guys have been awesome. Thank you so much for putting up with us. We really do appreciate you. Caleb, obviously, first time that we've got to talk and meet. You were
nice
awesome.
to meet you guys.
Thanks for
Thank
coming
you.
on. You were fun. And Olivia, you're just one of the coolest people.
Thank
A
you.
woman of few words that just gets to the point.
But she's powerful, man.
And you
Well, I
know,
brought Caleb.
I send her, I don't know what I did, but my radio started popping and making noises. And you were just like, you're an idiot. You probably plugged it in wrong. Oh, probably so. So I got my new one and I let my dad plug it in correctly. So we're
There
good.
you go.
I appreciate you guys.
Hey, those 50 watters, man. Cigarette lighters are not their friends. Hardwire those babies with a fuse.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. I learned that. Yeah. And
It
now
works.
my speakers in my truck sound funny. So I don't know what happened, but it wasn't good. It wasn't good. So anyway, thank you
thanks,
guys
ladies.
so much for being here. We told everybody where we can find you, and then you can find their name at least every week on our show right here because you're one of our sponsors and we appreciate it.
Very, very much.
Everybody, she's nodding yes.
Yes, she's nodding yes. If you can hear the chair squeaking while she's nodding.
All right, guys. Well, everybody out there, thank you so much. Lee, thanks for pushing all the buttons. We love you guys. Spread the word. Share it with everybody to check out every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. You can find us on Overland Radio, the YouTube page, the Facebook page. And then we've got our little website thing going again, right?
Yeah, but I got it updated finally.
Okay.
It
Well,
takes
we
time.
got that too.
I need to find some, somebody that's good social media and stuff, maybe find somebody.
Give some tips and pointers and help
I
file
need
out.
help. No.
All right. Well, hey, everybody out there, we'll be on here next week. We don't have any guests scheduled because we're going to be talking about taking the trip to Moore because, dude, that's coming up really.
That's coming up. Yeah.
Like I haven't even mapped our route yet.
And don't forget about the Overland Attic. This Friday is the Rigs and Swigs. Saturday's the third annual swap meet. So,
and my shameless plug, we've got Rigs and Coffee this Saturday.
oh, there you go. You got Rigs and
E10
Coffee.
Camp in Edmond, Oklahoma. So, and I may still have a few more Midland stickers if people want to come by and ask me.
And also, if you're at Moore, stop by Midland's booth because we'll have a show special going on. So
We will have,
Ooh.
or everybody but me, because you'll be gone.
everyone but me, yes.
Yeah.
Midland as a whole will.
Well, we will miss you. But yeah, make sure to check out. And you guys are going to have product for sale at the booth this year?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. Well, that's exciting. That'll be good.
Mhm.
Awesome.
Yeah, we'll have several things there.
Maybe
Yeah,
we can
have
talk.
a giveaway too.
Maybe
Mhm.
we can get Andrew to finally get on because every time I've ever asked him, he's like, no, it's not his thing, I guess. So maybe we just surprise him. We just show up, stick the camera in his face, and go, dude, we're live.
He's more of a I work 8 to 5 and then I'm off the night.
Yeah, that's
He's
probably it.
got like 3 kids, so
And a dog.
ass and
Really
a dog.
chaotic.
Yeah.
Be ready
It's
for
like
the new
jail.
hours of more.
Those are gonna be long hours.
Yeah, it's a long day.
But no
Wear
Sunday this year, so
Yeah, no Sunday this year, so that'll
Yeah.
be good.
Olivia, wear comfortable shoes.
Yeah, I'll be rolling around. Where I'll be.
Rolling around.
She's
Oh, shit.
rolling.
Hey, I say we go get her a chair, one of those like the one I have, that Stargazer. That's the zero gravity thing
Oh, yeah.
that swings. We'll just get her one of those and let her sit.
I'll be in
We'll do
a
that.
little
I'm sure we can
electric
find one.
wheelchair.
Yeah, around
good.
the fake fire.
Yeah.
There you go. Well, again, congratulations to you on the baby.
Thank
When do we
you.
find out? Are we going to find out what sex it is?
It's a boy.
Oh, you
well,
already found
his
that? You
name's
already know?
Midland. We're gonna have to name him Midland.
I don't think so.
Yes, we'll call him Mitty.
Yeah.
Hey, little Mitty, come here, Mitty.
Another
Pass
baby.
on that.
Oh,
I love
come
that's a
on.
nickname.
Not
Come
that
on.
much.
You need to name him Midland. Come on, everybody, start posting what you think that she needs to name the baby with
We'll
the
call it
word
the Waco
Midland.
Midi.
She's gonna hate us. All right, let's go. We gotta shut it
This
down.
just stuck. If any of your family members have heard this, they just went, it doesn't matter. That's the nickname. If you've got a cousin out there that heard this, he is gonna. I guarantee, if a cousin of yours heard this, he's calling him Mitty.
Sure
your
hope
kids,
not.
your kid's been marked.
Walter Mitty.
Your
like
kid has been marked.
Okay.
right.
This has gone too long. Everybody out there, thank you so much. Whatever you do, make sure that you go all over.